Have you ever felt like you're constantly running after someone, seeking their attention, their approval, their validation, only to feel like you're invisible? Let me ask you this. When was the last time you stopped, stayed silent, and let your energy speak for itself? The more you chase, the more they pull away. Why? Because desperation whispers dependence, and dependence hands over your power. As the Stoics wisely taught, true freedom lies in mastering your inner world. When you allow someone else to define your worth, you surrender control over your life. Now imagine this. You step back, not out of anger, but with quiet confidence. You don't explain, you don't beg, you simply let silence do the talking. Suddenly, the dynamic shifts. Without your constant presence, they feel the void. But here's the truth. This isn't about making them miss you. It's about what stepping back does for you. By reclaiming your energy, you stop living for their validation and start building a life rooted in self-worth. If you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting, you're in the right place. Stay with me, this is just the beginning. Hit that like button and let's dive into how this Stoic principle can transform not just your relationships, but your entire life. Welcome to Stoic Inner Mind. 1. Stop acting thirsty. Why do we exhaust ourselves chasing after people who barely notice us? Why do we allow their fleeting attention, or lack of it, to dictate our self-worth? The first step to breaking free from this cycle is simple yet profound. Stop acting thirsty. Desperation is loud, and it reeks of dependence. It shows in the way we endlessly check our phones, wait for messages, or find excuses to insert ourselves into someone's life. It's in the just checking in texts, the obsessive social media likes, and the overanalyzing of silence. The Stoics would call this a loss of self-control, a surrender of your inner peace to external forces. Here's the hard truth. Desperation repels. When you act like you need someone's attention, it signals weakness, and nothing drives people away faster. No one values what comes too easily. If you're pouring your energy into someone who isn't reciprocating, you're not seen as a priority, you're a convenience. So ask yourself, how does that align with your true worth? A person who understands their value doesn't beg for scraps. They don't plead for attention or validation. They stand firm, knowing their worth is not determined by someone else's approval. To stop acting thirsty, you must regain control over your impulses. Let go of the late-night texts that scream, "Notice me." Stop obsessing over their online activity or dwelling on what they might be thinking. Every time you reach out like that, you're reinforcing their belief that they hold the power. But the moment you stop giving them that power is the moment you reclaim it for yourself. True confidence doesn't need to announce itself. It's silent, private, and unshaken by the opinions of others. When you stop chasing, you radiate a different energy, one that commands respect and curiosity. People will start to wonder about you, not because you're playing games, but because you've shifted your focus to something far more important, yourself. Instead of chasing others, channel your energy into your passions, growth, and inner peace. Build a life so fulfilling that you no longer have the time or the need to seek validation. Here's a mantra to guide you. I don't chase, I attract. Say it when the urge to seek attention creeps in. This isn't about punishing others or manipulating them into noticing you. It's about rediscovering your worth and reclaiming your inner peace. Stop acting thirsty and start acting like someone who knows they are enough, because you are. 2. Keep them in the dark. Imagine this, a door left wide open, exposing every corner of your life. How much intrigue does it create? None. Now, imagine a door slightly ajar, just enough to hint at what lies behind it, but never fully reveal it. That door captivates. It sparks curiosity and keeps people guessing. This is the essence of keeping them in the dark, not as a tool for manipulation, but as a way to reclaim your privacy and power. When you stop offering unrestricted access to your thoughts, feelings, and actions, you create an air of mystery, and nothing draws people in more than the unknown. If you've been an open book, always available, always transparent, it's time to close the cover. Think about it. How often do you text first, over-explain your actions, or share every detail of your life online? The moment you stop, the dynamic shifts. They begin to notice your silence. They wonder, why haven't they reached out? What's changed? Are they moving on? That uncertainty stirs their imagination, making them more curious about you. But keeping them in the dark doesn't mean disappearing or ghosting. It's about balance. Maintain a presence, but let it be subtle and unpredictable. For example, post a photo of a new adventure, but don't explain where you are or who you're with. Share a vague caption like, "Exciting things ahead," and leave it at that. Let them wonder. The key is to give just enough to intrigue, but never enough to satisfy their curiosity. Unpredictability is your strongest ally. If you've always been the one to respond instantly or follow a predictable routine, break it. Delay your replies. Skip a few posts. Change your rhythm. This disruption forces them to pay attention and wonder about your next move. It's not about playing games. It's about stepping back and letting your silence speak for itself. Even in conversations, practice restraint. If they ask what you've been up to, keep it vague, just keeping busy. If they push for details, smile and redirect. They don't deserve access to your inner world if they've taken it for granted. That distance forces them to reevaluate what they've lost. The Stoics teach us to guard our peace by controlling what we reveal. When you move in silence, you stop seeking validation. You stop explaining, justifying, or proving your worth. Instead, you send a powerful message. I don't live for your approval. Say it with me. I move in silence. Let this be your mantra every time you feel tempted to overshare or seek attention. Protect your energy, focus on your growth, and let them wonder. Because the less they know, the more they'll crave to find out. And by the time they do, you'll have already moved far ahead, living on your own terms. 3. Own your time like a boss. Imagine a king standing outside his own castle, waiting for someone else to invite him inside. Absurd, right? Yet every time you sit by your phone, hoping for a text, rearranging your plans, or dropping everything to accommodate someone else, you're doing exactly that, giving away your crown, your time, and your power. Owning your time means reclaiming the throne. No more waiting, no more adjusting your life to fit into someone else's. Your time is your most valuable resource, and when you treat it as such, others will follow your lead. The Stoics understood this truth deeply. Time is fleeting and irreplaceable. Every moment wasted obsessing over someone's attention is a moment stolen from your own growth, peace, and happiness. Think about it. How often have you delayed something meaningful, like starting a project, working on your health, or spending time with loved ones, just because you were waiting for someone to call or show up? Each time you do, you silently declare, "My time isn't valuable," and people will treat it exactly as you've shown them to. The first step to owning your time is simple. Stop giving instant access. If someone messages you, resist the urge to reply immediately. You're not a 24/7 hotline. Take your time, focus on what you're doing, and respond when it fits into your schedule. This small but powerful shift sends a clear message. You're not my top priority. And here's the twist. When people realize they can't always reach you on demand, they start valuing your attention more. Here's an example. Imagine you've planned an evening for yourself, reading, relaxing, or recharging. Then someone texts asking to hang out last minute. Instead of canceling your plans, honor them. Politely decline. This isn't selfish, it's self-respect. The more you prioritize your own time, the more others will recognize its value. Next, fill your life with purpose. Focus on what truly matters. Your career, health, passions, and relationships that uplift you. When your days are rich with meaning, you won't have time to worry about who's texting you or not. Ironically, this is when people will notice. They'll wonder, what's changed? Why are they harder to reach? That intrigue draws them in. But by then, you'll be too busy thriving to care. Say it with me. My time belongs to me. Let this mantra guide you. The next time you're tempted to sacrifice your schedule for someone who doesn't value it, pause and remind yourself, my time is my power. When you own your time, you stop chasing others, and that's when they start chasing you. 4. Demand more. Settle for nothing less. How often have you accepted less than you deserve, hoping things might magically change? Be honest with yourself. How many times have you settled for breadcrumbs, convincing yourself it's enough? The Stoics understood a profound truth. Your worth is not determined by others, but by what you tolerate. Every time you accept less, you're silently teaching people that's all you expect. It's time to stop. Stop settling for mediocrity. Stop lowering your standards, and stop making excuses for those who can't meet them. From today, you demand more and settle for nothing less. Settling isn't just about relationships or opportunities. It's a mirror reflecting how you see yourself. When you compromise on your standards, you're sending a dangerous message to yourself and to others that you're okay with less. But let me ask you this. Why would you accept less when you know you're capable of more? Why would you shrink yourself to fit into someone else's limited vision of you? The truth is, if someone or something can't meet your standards, it's not your job to lower them. It's their job to rise to meet you. When you demand more, you send a powerful, silent message. My time, energy, and presence are valuable. The right people, the ones who see your worth, will rise to meet your expectations. The wrong ones? They'll try to guilt you, calling you too much or difficult. Don't fall for it. That's just their way of saying they're unwilling to step up. And your response to that? Walk away. Let them stay where they are while you keep moving forward. Demanding more isn't arrogance. It's self-respect. It's about protecting your peace and creating space for what truly aligns with your worth. Settling blocks the path for better things to find you. But when you hold firm to your standards, you attract people and opportunities that match the life you deserve. Say it with me. I demand more and settle for nothing less. Let this mantra guide you. You're not here to beg for love, attention, or respect. You're here to thrive. Keep your standards high, your boundaries firm, and your vision clear. Those who can't keep up will fall behind, and that's exactly where they belong. 5. Stay silent, no explanations needed. There is immense power in silence. Too often, We feel compelled to explain every decision we make, why we didn't reply, why we said no, why we stepped back. But here's the truth. You don't owe anyone an explanation. The more you explain yourself, the more you give away your power. Silence is a boundary, and it speaks volumes without a single word. It's a declaration of self-respect, a quiet confidence that says, I trust my choices, and I don't need your approval. When you over-explain, you're indirectly seeking validation, asking for permission to live your life on your terms. It's as if you're saying, is this okay with you? Do you approve? But the Stoics teach us to find strength in self-governance. Your decisions, your boundaries, your actions, they are yours alone. They don't need to be justified to anyone. Silence shifts the balance of power because it denies others the control they seek through explanations. For instance, imagine someone questioning why you didn't respond to their text immediately. Instead of scrambling to justify yourself, you simply say, I was busy. Or when you decline an invitation, you state, I can't make it. No excuses, no elaborations, just a firm, respectful answer. That quiet confidence leaves a lasting impression. It forces others to pause, reflect, and wonder. Silence commands respect in a way that words often cannot. Let's be clear, silence isn't about being cold or dismissive. It's about conserving your energy. Every time you over-explain, you give away a piece of that energy, inviting others into a process that doesn't require their input. Silence, however, keeps that energy intact. It allows you to preserve your peace while sending a clear message. My boundaries are firm, and I don't need to justify them. Say it with me. I move in silence. No explanations needed. Let this be your mantra. Those who truly respect you won't demand reasons. They'll understand that your boundaries are non-negotiable. And for those who do demand explanations, that's their issue to resolve, not yours. Silence isn't weakness. It's strength in its purest form. It's the quiet assurance that your choices are valid, whether or not they're understood. So the next time you feel tempted to explain yourself, pause. Let your silence do the talking. In a world full of noise, silence remains the most powerful statement of all. 6. Glow up and let them wonder. It's time to glow up, not for them, but for yourself. A true glow up isn't just about appearances. It's about transforming every part of yourself, mentally, physically, and emotionally. This is about stepping into the best version of who you are, not to prove anything to anyone else, but to honor the person you were always meant to be. And here's the irony. While the goal isn't to make them notice, they inevitably will. And when they do, they'll be left wondering what changed. True transformation begins with your mindset. It's not about revenge, jealousy, or making anyone regret their choices. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, ourselves. That means shedding the old version of you that sought validation, the one who lived in someone else's shadow. You were never meant to be in the background. It's time to rise, not for applause, but for your own peace and fulfillment. Step 1. Take control of your habits. Treat your body like the temple it is. Exercise regularly, eat foods that energize and nourish you, and prioritize rest. This isn't about chasing compliments or attention. It's about feeling strong, healthy, and unstoppable. When you care for your physical well-being, confidence follows naturally. And that glow, it's not something anyone can give you. It radiates from within. Step 2. Pour energy into your growth. Learn a new skill you've been putting off. Focus on your career, your passions, and the things that bring you joy. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. Every moment you dedicate to becoming better is a statement, I am enough. You're no longer waiting for someone else to validate your worth. You've already claimed it for yourself. And here's the kicker. While you're busy growing, they'll notice. They'll wonder, why do they seem so happy? What changed? Are they seeing someone new? But you owe them nothing, no explanations, no oversharing. Let your transformation speak for itself. Say it with me. I glow up for me. Let this mantra guide you. Every time you feel the urge to seek attention or approval, remind yourself, the greatest glow up is the one they never saw coming. And by the time they do, you'll be so far ahead that their opinions won't matter anymore. So, start today. Invest in your health, your growth, and your happiness. Glow up, stay silent, and let them wonder. Because the real power isn't in being noticed, it's in knowing you never needed their attention to shine. 7. Say no and mean it. Learning to say no, and truly meaning it, is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. Think about how often you've said yes when every fiber of your being wanted to say no. Yes to plans that felt like obligations, yes to people who drained your energy, yes to tasks that pulled you away from what truly mattered. Each time you agreed against your will, you silently taught others that their needs were more important than your own. But that ends now. Saying no is not about rejecting others, it's about protecting yourself. The Stoics believed in guarding what is within your control, and nothing is more within your control than your time and energy. If you continue to give yourself away to everyone who asks, what will be left for you? Boundaries are not walls to keep people out, they are shields to preserve your peace. Of course, not everyone will like it when you start saying no. Some will try to guilt you, others may call you selfish. But here's the truth. Their reactions are not your problem to solve. Their disappointment reflects their expectations, not your worth. Every no you say to something that doesn't serve you is a yes to yourself. It's a declaration that your time, energy, and well-being come first. And here's the key. When you say no, do so without apologies or explanations. A simple, firm response is enough. No, I can't make it. Leave it there. The moment you start explaining, you open the door for negotiation, and before you know it, you're back to saying yes. Practice the art of the silent, unapologetic no. It's a skill that will transform your life. Say it with me. I say no, and I mean it. This isn't about being difficult, it's about being deliberate. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it's necessary. And those who value and respect you will honor your boundaries. Let this be your new standard. No apologies, no justifications, no compromises. Every time you say no to something that doesn't align with your values or priorities, you reclaim a piece of your power. Live your life on your own terms, and let your no be as firm and unshakable as your commitment to yourself. 8. Stay solid. Emotionally untouchable. Becoming emotionally untouchable is one of the greatest strengths you can develop. When you master your emotions and refuse to let others dictate how you feel, you reclaim control over your peace. No one's words, actions, or silence can shake you. You become unshakable, and that energy is magnetic. Why? Because nothing frustrates someone more than realizing they can no longer control you. Here's the truth. People will test your emotional boundaries. They'll ghost you, breadcrumb you, or push your buttons just to see if they can provoke a reaction. They thrive on the power they feel when they influence your mood. But the moment you stop reacting, you take that power back. You flip the script, and the game ends. Your calmness exposes a simple truth. They never had real control over you, only the illusion of it. Being emotionally untouchable isn't about shutting off your feelings or becoming cold. It's about mastering your responses. It's the ability to stay calm when someone tries to provoke you, to walk away when someone plays games, and to protect your peace no matter the chaos around you. This isn't emotional suppression, it's self-mastery. The next time you feel the urge to lash out, explain yourself, or chase after someone, pause. Take a breath and remind yourself, I am in control. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you reinforce your emotional independence. You're no longer reacting to the world, you're responding with purpose. Say it with me. I stay solid, emotionally untouchable. Let this mantra guide you. Your happiness and peace belong to you, and no one can take them unless you allow it. This mindset isn't just about protecting yourself. It's about attracting the right people and opportunities into your life. Those who once toyed with your emotions will either rise to meet your standards or fade away. Either way, you win. Emotional mastery is the ultimate power move. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're unshaken by external forces. You don't need to explain, react, or defend yourself. You simply stay solid, silent, and private, holding firm to your peace. In a world full of noise, this calm strength sets you apart. 9. Be the magnet, not the seeker. It's time to stop chasing and start attracting. Think about how often you found yourself running after people, opportunities, or approval, only to feel drained and overlooked. Chasing comes from a place of desperation, and desperation is easy to ignore. But when you shift your energy, when you become the magnet instead of the seeker, you change the game entirely. A magnet doesn't run after anything, it simply attracts by standing firm in its power. That's the energy you need to embody. Stop proving yourself, stop begging for attention. Focus instead on becoming the best version of yourself, and those who align with your energy will naturally gravitate toward you. Here's the secret. Being the magnet means learning to let go. You don't cling to what isn't meant for you. If someone isn't interested, you release them without resentment. If an opportunity doesn't work out, you trust that something better is on the horizon. This isn't about being cold or detached, it's about clarity. You understand that your energy is too valuable to waste on people or situations that don't reciprocate. Letting go isn't a loss, it's a declaration of self-respect. Becoming the magnet also means finding fulfillment within yourself. Stop seeking validation from external sources. Build a life so rich and meaningful that your happiness radiates naturally. When you're content and confident in your own skin, you become irresistible. You're no longer looking for someone to complete you because you already feel whole. That kind of self-assurance is magnetic. It draws the right people and opportunities into your orbit effortlessly. Say it with me. I attract. I don't chase. Let this be your mantra. Every time you feel the urge to pursue or force something to happen, pause and remind yourself of your worth. What's meant for you will come to you. What isn't will fall away. And that's okay. Be the magnet. Stand in your power. Stay silent. Stay private. And let your energy do the work. The right people, the right opportunities, they'll find you when you're aligned with your true self. There's no need to chase. That's the ultimate move. Thank you for staying with me until the end. Remember, the power to transform your life lies within you. Stop chasing, start attracting, and let your silent confidence speak louder than words ever could. The Stoics taught us that true strength comes from mastering ourselves, not seeking validation from others. So here's your challenge. Take back your energy, reclaim your peace, and become the magnet. Live with purpose, stay silent, stay private, and let the world come to you. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic Inner Mind for more insights to help you live a life of strength, clarity, and freedom. Until next time, stay grounded, stay powerful, and remember, you are enough.